most important steps we can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others. The ingredients are salt, bread flour, yeast, and warm water.
The step 1 is scaling ingredients. Put the warm water in the bowl. Next is the yeast. And then let your yeast in warm water in 2 minutes to dissolve yeast a little bit and make it soften. Step 2 is mixing. Mixing yeast dough has 3 main purposes. First, to combine all ingredients into a uniform, smooth dough. And 2, to distribute the yeast evenly throughout the dough. And lastly, to develop the gluten. So our dough is done pretty much. One way to test to see it is enough is to take a little piece off and roll it in your hands, and it gets smoother. From here, we're gonna cover it with a towel for 1.5 hours, and that's what you call the step 3 bulk fermentation. It will double the size of the dough. It will become more smoother and more elastic. Step 4, folding or bunching. During fermentation, the dough rises or increases in bulk. When the dough has approximately doubled in bulk, it is folded. The folding process realigns the gluten strands using a technique similar to the action of kneading or mixing. Step 5, scaling or portioning. Cut the dough into 4 pieces, and each one cut it into 3 pieces. While you're working on a dough, you want to keep it covered with a towel. Step 6, rounding. The goal is to form the dough into fairly smooth, regular plates that, after resting, can easily be made into final shape. Rounding forms a kind of skin by stretching the gluten on the outside of the dough into a smooth layer. This skin gives the dough a uniform shape and helps retain gases produced by the yeast. Step 7, benching. Rounded or reshaped portions of dough are allowed to rest for 10 to 20 minutes. This relaxes the gluten to make final shaping of the dough easier. Step 8, proofing. It is a continuation of the process of yeast fermentation that increases the volume of the shaped dough. Step 9. Makeup and panning. The dough is shaped into lobes or rolls and then placed in pans or on baking sheets. It may be placed in flavored baskets or other molds after makeup. In my activity, I coated it with the margarine. Step 10. Baking. I oven it for about 10 minutes and splashed a little bit of water. Step 11. Cooling. After baking, bread must be removed from the pans and cooled on rocks to allow the escape of the excess moisture and alcohol created during fermentation. Step 12. Storing. Wrapping and freezing maintains quality for longer periods. Refrigeration, on the other hand, increases staling. Tada! That's the 12 steps to yeast dough production. Thank you!